Dating back to 1400 BC, Delphi is one of the oldest sites in all Greece. A place of myth, wisdom and riches, its oracle provided insight into decisions that range from the everyday affairs of Greek citizens to the fate of cities, nations and empires.
In ancient Greece, there wasn't an important decision to be taken either at the public or the personal level without first consulting a shrine. The Oracle of Apollo was known not only in the Greek world, but beyond it. So potentates from the east would consult, and certainly the major cities of Greece were in the habit of sending official delegations to Delphi to inquire which course of action would be preferable.
Visitors arriving at Delphi would undergo ritual purification and offer a sacrifice to the god Apollo. After paying a fee, whose price would vary according to the importance of the question, they would then be ushered into the chamber of the Pythia, the priestess of Apollo. And here she would impart her wisdom.
She would prophesy in the period of the classical world once a month, and you would go into the chamber and probably see her actually giving the prophecy. How she would do this is open to debate. Whatever happens, there seems to be the idea in the sources that there are vapours involved. The sources say that the earth at Delphi includes a chasm from which vapours come up. The priestess somehow takes these into her body and they make her able to prophesy. Some people would say that these vapours are hallucinogenic in some way, that she's sniffing something which enables her to speak the truth. The big problem with this is that archaeologists haven't found a chasm at Delphi, though I'm sure they're still looking, and we therefore wonder whether perhaps she inhaled fumes from a brazier.
Because the Pythia's answers rarely involved a simple yes or no, interpreting what her prophecies actually meant was an art in itself. And skillfully resolving the oracle's riddles could make a man's reputation. Even a man such as Socrates, the most famous philosopher of ancient Greece.
A friend of Socrates sent to the Delphic oracle to ask a question. His friend asked, "Is there anyone wiser than Socrates in Athens?" And the god said no. And Socrates says, "How could that be possible? I know that I don't know anything important or anything valuable. I am going to put the oracle to the test."
To test the oracle, Socrates set out to interrogate everyone in Athens who had a reputation for wisdom. But they all disappointed him. Although none of them could stand up to his persistent questioning, not one of them would admit their own ignorance.
Socrates finds out that none of these people knew anything of what he considered to be important and valuable in life, and none of them knew that they didn't know it. So at the end he said to himself, well, what is better? To think that you know things that you don't know? Or, like me, to be ignorant of those things, but at least to know that you're ignorant? And perhaps the god was right after all.
The Delphic oracle had shown that Socrates was the wisest man in Athens because he alone recognized his own ignorance. Ironically, Socrates' questioning attitude would encourage people to abandon their faith in mysticism and oracles. Nevertheless, Delphi retained huge popular appeal as a center of artistic excellence and splendor.
Delphi at its peak would be a very spectacular place to visit because it did demand a fee, and of course everyone wanted to keep it on their side, so there were treasuries surrounding the main shrines, full of the gifts of different states, and statues set up all over the city. It was a very rich place, a superb tourist attraction.
Delphi survived the Roman conquest of Greece, but gradually its innumerable masterpieces were removed and added to the mighty treasure houses of the empire. The oracle endured until the 4th century AD, when Christianity put an end to its heathen prophecies. The Pythia's last words were spoken to an envoy of the Roman Emperor Julian.
"Tell ye, king, The carven hall is fallen in decay. Apollo hath no chapel left, no prophesizing bay, no talking spring. The stream is dry and had so much to say.